Welcome to the Aligned Life, the Goddess Life, where we dive into living in our fulfillment through mind, body, and spirit, aligned, at peace, and unbothered. I'm your host, Hallie Walker, spiritual trauma healer and aspiring therapist counselor. And today we are diving deep into the aspects of validation through the self and spiritual practice. First, we will take a look at what spiritual validation is and how it is challenged. Then we will look at the additional pieces of it and culminate this idea, what it will look like as you stand in your legitimate authenticity and truly validate your alignment and your path. The need for external validation to feel worthy or accepted is incredibly common in today's social, fast paced world. But true spiritual validation comes from within, independent of any external opinions, of which you will find many. It involves acknowledging and honoring your own personal worth, seeking and obtaining affirmation of your spiritual beliefs, experiences, and personal journey. You can gain some validity through interactions with others who share similar beliefs, but a lot of it is going to come from within yourself and the spiritual practices that you connect with. Spiritual validity can be challenged and occurs when encountering conflict in beliefs or experiences, when external influences like societal norms come in and prey upon anxiety and doubt. This can be a place of growth and development, though, where you reevaluate your path and your journey and you take another look at what spiritual validation is for you. This can also help to reinforce the validity of the work that you're doing. This is a natural part of the process of a spiritual journey, and it fosters such an amazing self awareness and resilience in practicing your path. Achieving this validation involves introspection, self reflection, and engaging with spiritual communities. This helps for you to gain validation from trusted spiritual mentors, and it allows you to fall into the lines of appreciation versus appropriation if you're choosing to work with some more challenging ideas and practices. It is incredibly important to cultivate openness, curiosity, and the willingness to explore and question your beliefs and experiences. Embracing a more fluid, inclusive approach to spirituality and developing self awareness and self compassion is essential in achieving spiritual validation. Receiving validation, both internally and externally, can help to strengthen what you're already building inside of yourself. This will require you to engage in practices like meditation, prayer, and mindfulness, which we talk about so very often on this podcast. These are essential parts of daily life when you are wanting, seeking, and practicing living in that alignment. Exploring different belief systems and finding what resonates most deeply within you can contribute to achieving this validation. Participating in philosophical inquiry, confronting existential questions, seeking out and participating in these communities provides such immense, valuable insights. and it helps to support the spiritual journey that you have chosen to walk. This is an ongoing process, like any other process when we are living spiritually in our lives. This is why we call it a practice, and they require patience and self discovery. It involves a willingness to engage with the mysteries of the spiritual journey and to embrace a sense of openness and curiosity. It will also require you to let go of rigid or dogmatic thinking and allow in a fluid, inclusive approach. Achieving spiritual validation is a deeply personal journey, and it will help you if you question your beliefs and experiences. There is a large difference between questioning and doubting. Doubting includes fear. Questioning is part of self discovery and introspection. And it invites this idea of reevaluation. A large part of challenging your own validity can come from people pleasing. This is a barrier to living authentically. People pleasing is a behavior that is characterized by prioritizing the needs and desires of others over your own, often at the expense of your well being and authenticity. This habit can manifest as constantly seeking approval, avoiding conflict, and overcommitting to the expectations of people around you. This will include a fear of rejection and disapproval, leading you to great lengths to gain acceptance and validation from others instead of yourself. There's many reasons why anyone falls into the habit of people pleasing. One of the most common factors is the fear of being rejected. There's a lot of childhood experiences, like growing up in an environment where love and approval were conditional upon meeting these expectations, that harbor this desire for external validation, this need for external validation. Additionally, societal and cultural influences can reinforce this, that need to prioritize others over the self. They almost display it as being virtuous or admirable, which perpetuates this cycle of people pleasing in many of us. Similarly, in the ideas of just personal validity, we can utilize self awareness and self compassion to break free from this cycle of people pleasing. This also shows why stepping into and taking a hand, grasping your personal power is so important in your personal practice. Recognizing and understanding the underlying beliefs and fears that drive people pleasing behavior is a crucial first step. Setting and maintaining healthy boundaries, prioritizing self care, and learning to assert your own needs and desires is a wonderful practice that helps you to break free. It's important to remember that saying no and setting limits is not being selfish, but is instead a fundamental aspect of self respect and authenticity. Developing a strong sense of self worth and self acceptance is key to overcoming people pleasing tendencies. Engaging in activities that promote self discovery, such as journaling, therapy, or mindfulness practices, can aid in building a more secure self concept. Surrounding yourself with support and understanding individuals who appreciate authenticity and honesty will help to reinforce positive behavior changes. Breaking the habit of people pleasing involves a huge shift in mindset and a commitment to prioritizing your own well being and authenticity. It is a process that requires patience, self compassion, and the willingness to challenge deeply ingrained beliefs and behaviors. By embracing your own vulnerability and honoring your true self, you can gradually liberate yourself from the burden of people pleasing and cultivate more genuine and fulfilling relationships with others that feed your personal validation. The concept of true north also is incredibly important to this practice and serves as a metaphor for your authentic self and the core values that you carry. These that you are tapping into for your validity and to remove the people pleasing aspects of life. It represents a personal guiding principle, or a piece of your internal compass that directs you towards your most genuine and purposeful path in life. This is about aligning your actions, decisions, and goals with the deepest beliefs and convictions that you carry, leading to that idea of fulfillment and authenticity. It encompasses a profound understanding of yourself and a commitment to living in accordance with your inner truth rather than being swayed by external pressures or expectations. Familial expectations, cultural conditioning, these are a few things that can create extensive barriers that hinder your ability to connect with your authentic self. This includes that fear of judgment and rejection that we see in people pleasing and the societal norms that we see in spiritual validation. These may create a compromise within your values and aspirations that you use to conform to perceived standards of success and acceptance. Unresolved emotional wounds, self doubt, and limiting beliefs can also create obstacles that obscure your true north, ultimately leading you to a sense of disconnection and inner conflict. Identifying with your true north involves that process of introspection and self discovery. This deep examination of core values, passions, and aspirations, and an honest evaluation and appraisal of how they align with your current actions and life choices. Journaling alongside the meditation that you'll do will help for you to uncover what your true north is. Reflecting on personal experiences, defining pivotal moments, and recognizing patterns of fulfillment or dissatisfaction can offer valuable insight into your authentic desires and purpose. Embracing your true north requires a willingness to embrace being vulnerable. It involves making conscious choices that are in harmony with your values and aspirations, even in the face of uncertainty or opposition. By continually checking in with yourself and seeking alignment, seeking validation with your deepest convictions, you can gradually strengthen your connection to your true north and live a more purpose driven and meaningful life. In order to find that more purpose driven and meaningful life, we must take a look at and remove approval addiction. This refers to a pattern of seeking external validation and acceptance from others as a mean of bolstering your self worth and confidence. It's characterized by a persistent need for approval, praise, and reassurance from others at the expense of your own well being and authenticity. You may require affirmation to validate yourself. You may require seeking external approval for your self worth and to feel that you have been accepted. This also stems heavily from childhood experiences, only receiving love or approval because you met the expectations of others, feeding into that idea of people pleasing. There are lots of societal and cultural influences that emphasize the importance of fitting in, dressing certain ways, acting certain ways, speaking certain ways. And this reinforces approval seeking behaviors. These patterns can become deeply ingrained, leading to a reliance on external validation to feel worthy and significant. Removing this addiction to seeking approval involves a multifaceted approach that encompasses self awareness, intentional behavioral change, and self compassion. Recognizing and acknowledging the underlying beliefs and fears that drive the need for this external validation. To overcome approval addiction, you need to focus on building your self esteem from within, setting and maintaining healthy boundaries, cultivating that self compassion, engaging in activities that promote personal growth, like therapy, mindfulness. All of these can aid in developing that stronger sense of self worth that becomes less reliant on external validation. Shifting the focus from seeking external approval to cultivating self validation is a fundamental aspect of overcoming this addiction. Recognizing and celebrating your own accomplishments, strengths, and values independent of any external validation. And this helps you to build your self worth on that internal validation, that spiritual validation. You can gradually reduce your reliance on seeking approval from others and develop a more authentic sense of self. When you commit to this and embrace your vulnerability, you can liberate yourself from a cycle of addiction and cultivate a more genuine and fulfilling relationship with yourself. A lot of this revolves around removing the filters of life experience, the perceptual lenses through which we interpret and make sense of the world around us. These filters are shaped by a variety of factors, including upbringing, past experience, personal beliefs, cultural background, and they influence how we perceive and process information, interact with others, and make life decisions. These can also lead to biases, assumptions, and limitations within our understanding, shaping our worldview and influencing our behavior, influencing why, where, and how we're looking at validation. When we challenge ingrained perspectives, excuse me in my English, when we challenge ingrained perspectives, it helps us to remove the filters of life experience. As you dive into this self awareness to find your validity, you will notice some of these filters being shed from your mind's eye. Examining your beliefs, values, and assumptions, and considering how they have been shaped by past experiences and external influences will also help you in that removal of approval addiction. When you remove these filters and you actively seek out new experiences, new individuals with different backgrounds and perspectives, become open to questioning, you're embracing a mindset of curiosity, humility, and open mindedness. And you're gradually expanding your awareness, reducing the limiting impact of filters. This helps you to allow for a more nuanced and inclusive understanding of the world, ultimately leading to a more nuanced and inclusive understanding of yourself and where your morality aligns. The concept of authenticity is about living in accordance with one's true self, free from the constraints of societal expectations or conditioned responses. It involves embracing one's unique identity and values and being genuine in all aspects of life. Authenticity is crucial for spiritual and self validation as it allows individuals to align with their inner truth and experience a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. When we remove the filters of life experiences and unlearn conditioned responses, we create space for our authentic selves to emerge. This process enables us to validate our own experiences and beliefs, leading to a greater sense of personal legitimacy and self acceptance. By shedding the filters of past experiences, you can gain clarity and insight into your true desires and aspirations. This newfound clarity paves the way for spiritual growth as it allows for a deeper connection with your inner wisdom and intuition. This also enables you to approach life with a fresh perspective, unencumbered by preconceived notions or limiting beliefs. This openness to new possibilities fosters spiritual expansion and a greater sense of alignment with the universe. Finding personal legitimacy and removing the filters of life experiences involves acknowledging and honoring your unique journey. Embrace the full spectrum of your experiences, positive and challenging, without allowing past conditioning to overshadow your authentic self. This process of self validation and acceptance is essential for cultivating a strong sense of inner worth and confidence. It empowers you to embrace your true north, your core values and guiding principles, and live in alignment with your deepest truths. Ultimately, the journey of removing filters, embracing authenticity, this leads to a profound sense of alignment with your true north, that metaphor for living in harmony with your core values and inner compass. This alignment brings about a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment as individuals navigate life from a place of authenticity and self validation. By connecting with this true north, you can experience a greater sense of peace, clarity, and empowerment, knowing that you are living in accordance with your genuine self and embrace their fulfillments of your life experience. Until next time, my friends, take care of your spirit, live in your authenticity, and find your validation within.